pain. I think Mo is the smart person on the desk. And imagine me saying that. How crazy is it?
Just like, you know, Moses, he loves his cream. He's also a glutton for punishment, right? You know, he just can't get enough of it. Really,
you're more right than
what happens is just that, you know, Moses, he's like, there's an NA team. I'm going to back them to the hilt. And we'll see if it works out for him today. Mo, he's changed sides. He's already with Renegades, and I'm thinking Renegades as well. But we'll see. Silo straight out onto that B site, not wasting any time at all. JKS trying to bring it back, and he finally does it, but this is a stack.
Wow, what a shot there from Nitro. Now all alone on the backlines, JKS, and he's going to get the first shot in. Just trying to take individual fights. What a shot coming through, but that's charging him down with knives, and it's going to be Nitro to pick up the kill. Triple overall in the round. That was a ridiculous way to start. It's great because Hiko's already up on the truck, spotting them as they come in.
Yeah.
They land one massive grenade that puts 3 of the members of Renegades, well, I think one of them very low and the other 2 just tanked up, but it all matters in the pistol round. So that was a very good start here for Liquid. And Renegades, no bomb plant. They're going to go for the pistols and armor, which is kind of almost tradition.
Yeah, now
people do at this point in time.
Yam is the only one who's going to save his money, and I like this on his part, not joining in. He needs that AWP when the 4th round comes around, and so he is going to just make sure he's going to save all of his dough, and he'll have that to work with. Whereas the rest of his teammates are all going to die. Sponge, he's the first one to go. Nice shot there from Elige, peeking into pit to get the info to see if he could spot anybody out, and he gets a free kill on Sponge to start things off.
Well, that was an annoying grenade. Not the kind of start you want there in Underpass. Kusta, who's been a hot topic recently. I'm excited to see. I feel like Kusta has been sort of almost a little bit unfairly treated. Not necessarily by the panelists or anything, but just in general, like his entry into a top level, right? You stack that many expectations on one person, and they're going to get scrutinized really badly.
It's tough. Both of the recent North American pickups, right? Stewie 2K had the same kind of treatment when he joined up with Cloud9. A lot of heat on him, but he has been stepping up. He didn't let it phase him.
Yeah.
The Renegades now just going to be pushing out. They do gather up in pit eventually, but look, this Elise just racking up kills, and then they step right into Kusta's line of fire. He's going to be able to save that M4. Smart of him. And they didn't quite make it to the FAMAS. That's a little unfortunate. They could have thrown away one of those SMGs. But still, solid hold so far for Liquid, a very solid pistol round, and then a near perfect anti-eco. This is all going according to plan here for the North Americans.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid, I think Hiko had some tweets yesterday after they ended up, they lost to Optic 16-1 right after the E-League matches, and it was all dreadful, and Hiko was saying, you know, oh, this got some internal issues maybe. I don't know how much substance there is to that, but either way, you've got to expect that they want to be off to a good start here, right? They can't just be slow out the gates. So it's good for them, I think. In Renegades, they're still playing on the less favored side of Mirage. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem that they lost the pistol round here. They're going to be charging in. Justillo trying to get real close here and nearly catching Adren off guard, but the FAMAS is going to be good enough. And the bomb goes down, so a great round here. Renegades, that's already good.
Single flash grenade picked up, hard eco otherwise, and they get the bomb plant. Everybody on that team now going to get $800 bonus. Because when you get that bomb down as a T side and lose the round, not only do you get the lost money at the end, but you get that bonus 800 for everybody. So real solid round. That's the whole point there for Renegades. They want as much money as possible going into this 4th round buy so they can afford to get all of the grenades along with their rifles. Yeah, it's just a solid hold once again. Liquid, they're dropping one guy, but that's perfectly fine as far as they're concerned. They can lose one because they've got guys with SMGs, so they should be able to just pass it all around.
Yeah, and a good little swap out from Kuster at the end, right? You've got to keep your cool in a situation like that. It's a small detail, right? But, you know, he switches out the FAMAS for an M4, a little bit more money, a little bit better rifle. You know, it all matters in the end. Now, as you were pointing out, Yam has got that early AWP, but Kuster on a hit-and-run mission there. They're going to take down Azza with the UMP, but that's got to be so annoying. You know, he just got some money for that, and you were supposed to win that fight.
It's so hard to pull that off effectively if you're Kusta. Well, hold on. Yam is just going to bunny hop right into his death. Super aggressive positioning here from Liquid up in B Apartments, just waiting right at the entrance. Yam never expected them to be that aggressive. And, I mean, there's more to talk about in this round, but for now, Sponge is hoping to bring this back. He wants that 3-on-3, and he's going to spot the man in jungle and open things up. Elige is down. The only problem is there's still a man alive, and that is going to be Adren waiting in the pit, and he's going to be in position to catch the bomb out.
Second kill coming through on the FAMAS as well. I mean, doing a lot of work here, Adren. And it seems like it's almost all question marks on Liquid, but I feel like there are some stable players, Elige and Nitro and Hiko, but I mean, Kuster and Adren, I feel you've got to wonder how well are they going to be playing in any given match. Justillo, though, he actually had some tough games yesterday. There were a lot of matches where he wasn't doing all that well. I really want to see him do a little bit better here. And I think he had like an early team kill in one of those games as well. Maybe that put him off a little bit here. I think he's going to be ready a little bit more here on day 2. He certainly got the bomb, and he's got 30 seconds left. And as you can tell on the minimap in that corner, which obviously Steelo can't see, so he has no idea where the other players are, and that's why he's checking all these corners. But he has a timing window here to go and see if he can actually put down this bomb. And if he does, 2v1 is perfectly possible once the bomb is down.
He's really using a lot of this time, though. 10 seconds left here, Steelo. You need to get onto that site immediately and get that bomb planted, and it's just going to happen in the nick of time. He needs about 4 seconds to get that bomb down. Incendiary's going to force him out into the open, right into Nitro's waiting arms. Beautifully played there by Nitro, and they don't care that Renegade's got the bomb plant. That's fine. They're concerned with picking up that round, getting a 4th one on the board here for Liquid. But what I wanted to say, I mean, Adren was in the correct position here, and he actually stepped up big. Him just getting the 1 kill would have been fine, but getting 2 just wrecks everything for Renegades. But, you know, in case you're wondering why Kusta decided to go back for more versus Yam, is that there wasn't actually anybody, it looks like, in mid to support him to allow him to get back into connector out from underpass. And so he's in this situation. That's why I'm not a huge fan of the underpass push sometimes, unless you have like that support group there in mid to make sure you have an exit. If you're on your own, then you're just like, you're stuck. You can't go back out mid because Renegades is sitting there waiting for you, and then there might be somebody up in B apartments. So he just decided, actually, I have to just try and fight my way out here. And there's likelihood of there being only 1 player at up in B halls, rather. You know, I'll take that fight instead of running back into mid in the firing squad.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. So still round 1 for Liquid, and Renegades, they are going to be able to buy. That bomb plant at least allowed them to do that, but it's not a great buy right now. They have very little utility to try and see if they can make it work. And 4 smokes left, not a single flashbang. So they're going to have to use almost all of these smokes to even get onto a bomb site, which means once the bomb is down, Liquid can
Oh no,
play
Sponge messed up his smoke.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a good not a good way to start off. And Azza going to be going down there, refrag from Steelo, and a 4-on-4 now.
Yeah, there's still a man alive in ladder room as well. JKS lurking over in Palace. He's going to find that kill on Adren, but Nitro in ladder catches out Sponge. Steelo looking for the pinch onto the A site, and JKS is going to capitalize on that. Good play there. But this is just so back and forth. It's chaotic when they're getting onto these sites. Renegades, they're just trading effectively, yes, but Liquid, they're also doing a very good job of just bringing it back, constantly getting a kill to keep Renegades under pressure.
Nitro a little bit low in this retake. Hiko, though, with a great spray through the box as well to take down Yam. And now JKS, who is a bit of a star on this team, gonna have to do this 1 versus 2. He's in a decent position, and they don't have any smokes or any molotovs to block him out here. So he's gonna have a clean shot once they come through. Already making a bit of noise on the other side. Nitro is 1 bullet away from death, and there it is now. Hiko has got a really tough task on his hands. Gonna go for the defuse once here, just testing it out for a bit. JKS, they don't even know where he is. They didn't get that information, but Hiko with a quick flick, but not gonna be in time. He gets the triple and still loses the round. He does not have enough time for the defuse. And that will be Renegades picking up their first round.
Is there an op for him to save? No AWP. Unfortunate there. Yeah, but Hiko just doing work. And of course, Hiko coming through in the clutch. No surprise. Triple kill at the end of the round for him. He is the linchpin, but well, it's JKS just keeping him off that bomb just long enough for it to go off. So that's the first round on the board here for Renegades. But because it was a 1v1, they still don't have a whole lot of money to work with. 2 Galils, 3 AKs, very light on the nades once again. This is the make or break round for Renegades. If they lose this one, they're back to 1,400 starting money, and well, Liquid have a chance to just completely run away with this first half. So there's a lot of pressure on the Australians now to come through. And you can see, yeah, he's being so patient because Kusta went underpass that 1 round. Now he's like, all right, I'm just going to sit and wait. If you're going to push me, I'll be ready this time. You're not going to get away with it.
Yeah, right now, Sponge has only killed 1 person. Azza's killed nobody yet. He's actually 0-0 on fire right now. So, I mean, a lot of Renegades members are still not really in the game. In fact, it's JKS with 6 kills. He's got more than his entire team combined at the moment. And we're just now starting the 6th round. So, you know, this could be obviously a very bad sign if none of them are ever going to get in the game. It could also be that Renegades are sort of, you know, being a little bit weaker right now than they will be a couple of rounds from now. So I would, I'd caution a little bit here and just say, let's see how Renegades sort of start to get back into it. But you're right, this is an important round. We've got the double up set up on the Liquid side as well, so a pretty heavy investment for them as well, which could backfire. They don't have that much money.
Yeah, they aren't messing around. But this could actually work, although where is that second AWP? It's on Nitro, and he's actually holding in B apartment, so it's going to be Azza and Yam who will be running into him, while Sponge is still on JKS, try and split, 1-for-1 trade, but they weren't expecting a second man in this. Oh, up in ladder room, and Adren, he can't capitalize on it. Nitro will find a kill, however, in B apartments, and that leaves Yam now. The last man alive, but not for long. Beautiful flick there from Nitro to shut him down. And Liquid, they survive with both AWPs, 3 players alive. Renegades, no bomb plant. And when you get back into it, you'll see they just have no money to work with in this next round.
Well, that's definitely going to be a problem, isn't it? And Renegades, how do they recover from that? It actually seems like they're going to go for the force-up. So they didn't quite do enough damage, I would say, to warrant the force-up here. Normally, you would do this if you killed, you know, everyone but one member, and you thought, all right, their economy is so low, maybe we can stick around in here and we'll be back in the game. This is a bit of a risk, and Kusta missing a bit of a shot there, in fact. But he's got some backup here from Elige, and a good crossfire setup between the 2 players. It's going to kind of eliminate Renegades from this particular round.
He's like, jump again. I dare ya. I double dog dare ya. Good night, Sponge. It's over. You don't have to worry about anything. You can actually just try and, you know, backseat in-game lead at this point. Let JKS go to work. Nice shot there from JKS. Headshot on Adren at least, so 1 kill. But that is it. 6-1 the score. Liquid continue to extend their lead, and Renegades, they don't even get close to a bomb site. They get completely shut down in mid, and that's really going to throw them for a loop here, because if Liquid are going to be putting up a fight like this in mid, round after round, Renegades, they know that they're in for a fight. It's not going to be easy, so I'm curious to see if they just go back to extremities. When they have the rifles, if they're just going to try and go for that B push through apartments again, try and really, you know, get a turn of speed in there, or go for a straight smoke execute, just try and ignore mid. Because every time they go there right now, they're just getting picked off.
Well, we'll find out what the plan is. Azza pulling a bit of a 007 here, in fact, now, which is obviously the dreaded scoreline that nobody wants. A little bit of action here, but without the armor or anything, Elige is going to have a field day here, picking up a quad kill. It's got to feel good at this point in time, and a 7-1 lead now for Team Liquid, who are off to a very good start. But you know what? Anyone who's a Team Liquid fan will know it's too soon to celebrate. In fact, it is always too soon to celebrate.
It ain't till the game is chuck over that you're allowed to actually start feeling a little bit hopeful. I mean, Moses, he's probably feeling hopeful right about now. But, you know, we'll hang back a little bit. Take our time. We'll see what Renegades can develop. And they are going towards the extremities.
Someone could put together a little video of you waking up in bed, even after the 16 rounds at home, and he's waking up and
I think it's just cold sweats, you know, he's just waking out. He's like twisted in his sheets, right? He's been rolling. It's like, no, 15 rounds, 15 rounds. I think he'll get there eventually.
And it's going to be painful. And it's going to be in the back of their minds as well. This is why it's so dangerous, because once it starts to happen again, it almost becomes sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, you're realizing, oh no, it's this time again.
Oh, Astralis in the semifinals, Na'Vi in the finals. These teams are having to deal with this, getting over this mental block that they've developed where they should be winning, and they aren't quite capable of figuring out how to close the games. Seems like Liquid are in the same situation here, and Liquid are 0-4 so far in the group phase, so there's a lot of pressure on them to at least come up with 2 wins here to give them a shot at dodging that 4th seed going into the playoff bracket.
Very true. A good early kill in the beginning of this round from Nitro, not only giving them a man lead, but it also seems to really slow down Renegades. They spent a lot of time sort of maneuvering around the map, and there's the second kill coming through. Nitro playing the vent position, and not maybe the most common spot for an AWP to be holding, but pretty good job anyway. 3 versus 5 right now, and they're running into a bomb site where there is already a 3-man stack, which is 1 more than you normally would have. They don't have any Molotov to clear out the sandwich, which is where Elige is holding, and he's going to get an easy frag there on Sponge, following it up with a headshot on Yam, and that'll be the round. Nobody dying on Liquid.
You guys can hear it. I'm like trying to, you know, it's like when you're at the opera or something. Bravo, bravo. You're blowing kisses at the stage. If I had roses, I would throw them at Liquid right now, because this was a beautiful CT hold. I mean, Renegades are failing to adapt to the fact that Liquid want to have somebody in ladder room. They're constantly having this presence in window or ladder room. And so they just keep losing people to the player, either Adren, Kusta, now Nitro. They're all showing up there, and Renegades, they keep getting picked off. And then B, Liquid, they had a totally different setup on A site this time. Elige and Sandwich, that completely caught the guy off guard who was trying to push out from Palace. And it's like little details like that. Liquid are just becoming so difficult to predict in one aspect, but then on the other, they're still showing that they've got some depth to their play.
But this is interesting. This is Liquid actually changing up their defense to being very aggressive in the middle. They're sort of pushing up the terrace side of middle here and covering underpass, and no one's going to be able to flank them. Elige seems to have a very good idea that Ustilo might be down there, but either way, this is really annoying for Renegades, right? Because they're obviously round for round trying to figure out how are we going to break through the defense, and then the defense actually changes before anything even happens, right? That's just a hard thing to try and overcome.
That was, And that was the best that JKS and Usolo could hope for there. At least, I mean, in the fundamentals, they're working well here, Renegades. At least in those sorts of situations, they peak together. They step out together as one unit. So they at least, again, they're like getting kills. They're getting like 1 kill per round. That really isn't going to cut it. And actually, I would really like to see Renegades go for the tactical timeout. You get 1 tactical timeout per map. And right about now would be the sweet spot to go for it, Renegades, because 9-1, if you were able to start turning it around, get up to 9-6, you know, win out the rest of the half and get up to 9-6, that's still fine. If you let it get much further than this, though, you're going to be so far behind.
Give some of your players a chance to get back in this game as well. Sponge going to go down, you steal it with a refrag, and Nitro, easy kill for him, so still a 3-on-3. And again, Azza is 0 for 10 right now. Give him a chance to get mentally back in the game, give him a bit of a break, and then see if he can't actually show something here. That's a good headshot there on Nitro. And just as we're talking about him, he does deliver. Now it's all on Hiko trying to get through the hole, and he actually wins that fight against Azza, which is very uncommon. Normally, if you crouch through there and there's someone waiting on the side, you are going to be dead. Hiko going to have to respect the Molotov. He doesn't have enough health to challenge it.
All right, did I hear that right? Do we have a secret agent in the server right now? Or we had a secret agent? Is he 0 for...
He was 007 for a while.
Okay, he was 007.
Yeah,
he was a James Bond.
In this round, he was 010, but did make it out.
As a... This is what I've actually heard of this in the past, right? As Nitro is going, or Hiko rather, is going to attempt to clutch this 1v2, not a whole lot of HP, so it's not looking too hot for him. But I have heard this in the past that Azza personally has that kind of mental block where if he's beating an opponent, he will just dominate that opponent. But if he's lost to that opponent in recent times, he has this like mental block where he's like, he actually doesn't play up to his level. He seems to struggle versus opponents that he's lost to in recent times, right? So I'm wondering if he's still trying to, figure out how to make that work, because obviously he showed us what he's capable of on Cobblestone yesterday versus Luminosity, where he was just going man for man with Cold.
Yeah.
But then the complete and utter, opposite happened in the following maps, and it seems like we're seeing more of that today. He hasn't really found himself.
Finally around for Renegades, and they need more. I think that, the best case scenario right now is they win a couple of rounds in a row and force an eco on Liquid, and then maybe they could sort of end up at like a 10-5 scoreline, but this is really tough.
Look at Elige.
Yeah.
18-1-4 right now. Yeah, sure, some of those have been anti-eco frags, right? But that's a pretty solid scoreline. That's going to build some confidence. Now, Renegades with the bye round. See if they can actually chain something together here. 2 rounds on the board for Renegades, 9 for Liquid. And Renegades, they finally break the streak. And once again, going for that mid-control. So this is clearly the game plan for Renegades, despite the fact that they've struggled a little bit so far at the beginning of the half getting mid-control. They're clearly set on, we need to get this part of the map so that we can start looking for the splits onto the different sites. And the fact that you have a man lurking up in apartments right now, up in Palace, does make me think that they want to wind up on A.
Yeah, but I actually think once Renegades make it into Connector, which is where Azza's just thrown a grenade, I think actually Liquid don't handle it that well. They handle it better taking the fight right here in the middle. Yeah. But once they start to run up the stairwell, it seems like Liquid just get a little bit confused. So if I was Renegades, I might try and push that more, but I would do it quickly. I would smoke the window, I would smoke Catwalk in towards the B-bomb side, and then I would try and play around with it like that. So, yeah.
Look at the setup, though, for Adren and Kusta. If they have faith in their setup right now, if they believe this is the strat, they're going to go for a smoke execute. They're going to try and work their way out onto A. They're in such a brutal spot. This crossfire sort of setup. Kusta will bait them in, basically. He'll be the first line of contact. And then Adren is there to just completely blindside Renegades as they try and punish Kusta. Kusta misses that shot. He couldn't get better. Adren, what is that weapon switch? Adren, what are you doing?
I can't believe it. Nitro and Hiko are left. But you're right, that could have just cost him a valuable, even just half a second, where he could have got the instant kill on Sponge there. And I'm actually almost a bit shocked that no one from Renegades checked that corner, because that's such a dead giveaway. If you're holding there with the AWP, there must be someone else there with a rifle.
Show me Adren's perspective, please, when we come back into the freeze time. Was he swapping to a nade, or was he going for his knife to rifle? Because if he was going to his knife to rifle, I'm going to drop kick him after this map.
Just gotta do it. Oh, God.
Incendiary. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. The timing wasn't off. But, dude, you're already there with the rifle. He's shaking his head because he knows it. Because it's just like he wanted to get fancy with the incendiary. He wanted to, but you're just sitting there with the rifle. The whole point is put the crosshair on them and gun them down, because they're all going to be staring at Kusta.
Yeah, that's the core of the setup. The setup is obviously not... If the setup was, I take the shot, you throw the incendiary, then you just have the incendiary in his hand from the beginning, right? So it is a diversion from the original plan anyway, and it's not a good idea. So 9-3, and a double-up setup here for Liquid. Again, heavy investment, which it could come back to haunt them a little bit. Renegades have a legitimate shot at getting back into this first half.
Now they've got a shot at it. You're right. 3 rounds on the board. Starting to feel it a little bit. Yam opening up. He takes out Nitro to begin. So they have an entry to work with now, or at least an initial frag on the map. That's going to force Liquid to start having to cover more ground with less players. Always tricky on that CT side. And Sponge goes straight into ladder room, looking for the fight with Hiko, but he loses the wall bang. And Hiko gets the follow-up on Astillo. Not good enough, Renegades. You really need to trade 1 for 1 in that situation.
That was a truly ludicrous fight just to take it through the scaffolding in there for no reason.
3 HP as well.
Oh god, well, they are only just 1 man up here, Liquid, and it's Hiko with very little HP, but this nice boost here from Elige. Actually, they do sort of see it coming there. Yam seems to be on point, but now that Azza has snuck his way into the window room, you can see the counter rotation coming out of Renegades. They know they have a lot of control. The only position they don't know about is where Kusta is. They do actually have a smoke on JKS, so this is perfect. They can smoke out Kusta. Azza's covering the window. They can get the bomb down, and they have a very good shot of winning this round, as long as they don't drop anyone to Kusta. That's the one thing they can't control apart from the smoke.
This is why that CT smoke is always a gamble, because if Kusta's quick, he could get up on Toll Booth very rapidly. But yeah, okay, Yam's in position now to catch that out, and Kusta not quite spotting it, but it is still a 1 for 1.
But the bomb went down. That has to be the crucial thing here now. Are they going to try and challenge Azza? Adren is on the other side of that window where it's so dangerous to crouch through. Hiko going to be here, checking the corner with the Molotov in hand. It's now a 2-on-3, and that bomb has been ticking for a little while already. Hiko setting up a smoke so he can defuse inside it, and that's going to be a lot of pressure on Renegades if anyone passes through here. Azza with a good headshot. Yam looking for the kill with the AWP. Great teamwork coming off the Australian team right now, and Hiko, he's just going to hold it in here. He's inside the smoke, but Azza going to make it work. And look, he's not been doing well in this game, but those 2 kills, they really matter. Those are... Oh, wow, we didn't see that on the camera. That is a mad shot from Yam.
And Hiko, man, he just owned them in ladder room. That was sick. But yeah, that Yam shot, what was that?
You know, this is something that I was covering in that Mirage video I did like 6 months ago or something. I've always wondered why people don't do that more, because
just the wall bang straight?
Yeah, because the bottom of that wall is exactly going to be a headshot. But it's such a risk, right? Because you do sort of reveal that you're there anyway, right? You're going to show that you're in that position. So you don't always just want to fire the AWP blindly. Still a very, very decent shot.
Scary little peek there as well from Hiko, jumping into it. Yam misses the flick. It wasn't fast enough this time, and yeah, he's going to try it again. He got lucky last round, so why not? Keep trying to go for the wall bang, see if he can catch somebody. So he's already taught Liquid, however, that is not a safe place to be. And so Hiko, he's taken into account, obviously, with Nitro. They aren't really holding on the truck. In the meantime, Renegades, once again, focusing on mid, making sure that they get that mid control. And I like it. Liquid now are just starting to focus on the bomb sites themselves, although Elige is pushing into pit once again to get that information. That's really solid from Elige. He's getting so much info now, but JKS is still lying in wait. And it's Elige to win the duel.
Yeah, and even though he falls back, and obviously he could continue and sort of try and backstab even more people, this puts such a lot of doubt in Renegade's minds right now. How far is he pushed up? And they're just running in here. They know we have to go, because otherwise we're going to get shot in the back, and that doesn't necessarily work so well. Great sequence from Hiko. That's a quad kill for him, shutting it down. And could it be that we're going to see like a little bit of a smile, one of those classic Hiko smiles that we all love?
I'm watching. He's got a little bit of the grin going. For a second there, he had the grin. Now he's back to business. Hiko, business face. That's right. That's right. There it is.
Oh, man. He had to look up as well for him to see you doing that.
Well, we were all looking at him, right? So he probably got that out of the corner of his eye. But now it is the 15th round, last round of this first half, and Yam loses the duel. And this is definitely shaping up to be an 11-4 finish now for Liquid at the end of this first half. It's all on Renegades. They do recover the AWP, obviously. Sponge is going to be able to take that into the fight. But it's still Azza sitting on a Tech 9, so probably throwing himself in there, hoping to get some info for his teammates and let the rifles on Astillo and JKS go to work.
They're going to do a real A execute here, and that's actually, right now would be the perfect timing. Only Adren is on the bomb side. Both Elige and Kusta are going to get smoked off, so look how well-timed this is from Renegades. But they still need to win the first fight, and they forgot one smoke, which means there's a huge gap right now in this offense, and I'm not sure if they had enough smokes for it. That's going to cost them the round. There's supposed to be a second smoke. One lands at the top of the stairwell, and one lands on the main floor of the A bomb site. And if you don't get that second smoke in, then that's it. You can't do anything.
They are using an old variation of the strat, right? Because it's been phased out of the meta to smoke CT. Instead, you do, if you have two smokes, you block jungle and you block stairs, and then you focus on CT and on Shadow, where Dren was playing from. And so they kind of just, they left everything open, actually. They just smoked off top stairs and CT, and that just perfect crossfire. Team Liquid going to jump on that, and we'll see if they jump on closing out this first map after the break.
Well, the second half is coming up here. It's Liquid and Renegades. First map of Day 2 of E-League. And we have an 11-4 lead right now for Team Liquid. Surely, Semler, that means they're going to make it.
Well, if we go off the stats and the Liquid collapse, I'm not feeling it too much right now. You know, I'm not sold until I see 16 rounds on the board for Liquid. I still think Renegades have a shot at it, especially now that Renegades swap over to the CT side. It's not a catastrophe like 12-3 or worse, you know, 13-2. 11-4, you still might stand a chance if you get that pistol round on the CT side.
You know who's determined to win this game for Liquid? It's going to be Elise right now. Look at this nonsense. 21 kills in the first half of the game.
Yeah.
If you finish the map with this scoreline, you'd be like, that's a pretty good scoreline. You know, you're doing pretty well right now.
Dude, he is a monster. There's no doubt about it. Like, would be curious to see what the average damage is as well per round, just to see what kind of an impact he is having. But so far, he's looking real crisp. He's been hitting all of his shots. Some of those kills have been, you know, anti-eco sorts of situations, but he's also been getting the impact frags in the rifle rounds, and that's what matters. You get that healthy balance, and he's just so confident now. Whereas over on Renegade's side, it's really just JKS who seems to be hitting his shots, and the rest of them have been kind of quiet.
Yeah,
so
they had 4 out of 5 members have a dead cold start on Renegades, right? So now they got to come back into this, and the best way to do it is obviously to win the pistol round. That gives you some breathing space. You can actually do something, relax a little bit. Maybe some of your sort of less active members right now are going to get some kills in, and it can work out all right. 2 smokes being picked up here from Liquid means they're not just going to go for sort of a straight rush here. They're going to get a real execute in. And right now the bomb is all the way back there, which is always a strong indication that they're just setting up, right? They're not going to execute anything just yet. Someone's going to pick up the bomb. So they're just waiting and seeing if Renegades have anything crazy in store for them.
I do believe Kusta spotted the man in underpass as well. And so that's a little bit of information there to work with for Liquid. The fact that, okay, Renegades, they have that presence in mid. They have committed some players there. And that's why, let me see who is that. Elige is holding so passively at the top of mid. He's waiting for that push. Just because Kusta, he's like, wait, there's somebody at underpass. It means that they could go aggressive. They could try to rush you. And that's why Elige is kind of just shoulder peeking here. Doesn't want to be an easy target in case Renegades do decide to go ultra aggressive. I do like this consolidation here from Liquid, but now, I mean, 59 seconds left. Renegades, they'd have to be really crazy to hang around that long in mid without seeing anybody, and so Liquid are deciding it's time to go. Let's get the push going here.
Wow, and they're getting really far into the bomb site before they even meet anyone. Look at this, Hiko charging on through, but Sponge is there. Great headshot and a follow-up. Beautiful play here from the captain of Renegades, and Now it will be a 3-on-4 right now, and Liquid, they weren't planning on this. They've got the bomb, but Kusta, he's sort of snuggling it in through the window room right now. This is a long trek to go, and they still don't have control of the bomb site. They don't even know it. Stilo has only now shown himself, so Liquid, they probably thought they had that. Now they're in a lot of trouble here. Kusta trying to take the fight for the Glock. Hiko sneaking through. Kusta going to be going down, and now it's a 1-on-3 here. He's got 18 seconds and not the bomb. My God, Renegades, this is a great round for them.
Yeah, and a great off angle there being held as well. So now he just can't really run up there for free. More time ticking off this clock. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. It's just, he doesn't care about the time anymore. He's dead. So Renegades, they will pick up the pistol, but yeah, it's all off the sponge right here. Just completely shutting down half of that push on short. That's where Liquid really wanted to throw the curveball if they wanted to try and sneak their way up onto B, hopefully catching somebody from Renegades rotating over towards A when those smokes went down. That's the whole point, is for Liquid to catch somebody out of position and capitalize on that. Sponge, though, came through big for his team there.
Captain Australia.
Captain Australia. And, okay, we won't go as far as I did yesterday, but, right, looks like he has an octopus on his head. We'll put it that way. His hair. Tentacles.
I see what you're doing. Let's see where this is going. I'm going to stop it right here. Oh, going to get the good kill on Elige. And Kusta and Adren there. A couple of annoying refrags here for Renegades. They want to make it out of this round without really losing anyone else. And this is great for Liquid right now. 2 kills and a bomb plant, and they still have armor. Even an MP9 there on Adren. So they got to be careful and make sure they don't give up this round.
That's good enough, except that they need to communicate properly to each other. The fact that they were both watching that same angle there was a little bit worrisome, but now Adren holding the line. Pre-fire attempt comes through. Hiko's going to be able to pick up the one. Yam will roast Adren, and the pre-fire from Yam around the corner shuts down Hiko. Hiko with that Tech 9 as well. He's so scary. So that was such a key shot coming in from Yam. Triple kill for him at the end of the round. Survives with 3 HP. But so long as Hiko is alive, there's a hope. There's a chance. And if he's in the close quarters on a B site like that with that Tech 9, he's got every shot of just winning that 1v2.
But I mean, he's actually catching up with JKS right now. Yam, he seems to be on point. He was winning some of the duels in the first half against Nitro as well. So right now they're both at 11 kills, and that's obviously very important here. So 11-6 right now.
I'm just very happy right now to be seeing JKS perform, at least. As yesterday he showed us something, but JKS, he's always been the key, the point man, I think, for Renegades. So for him to be hitting shots, that's a bit of a feel-good moment. Now they just need to lock down, continue with the defense here. 6 rounds on the board for Renegades, 11 for Liquid, and this is still an anti-eco situation. Liquid will be buying in the 19th round.
They're going to try and see if they get the bomb down, and the reason we know that is they have the 1 smoke on Hiko. So that's the sign to let someone run into the smoke and put that bomb down, and Hiko going to actually put it up towards CT spawn. So I'd almost rather they throw that smoke in front of the bomb site so that they could get a little bit further. I think that's going to be too far in. I don't think they will actually make it that far in this setup, but it's still a decent idea, and Nitro trying to see if he could lead it in. He is inside the smoke, and it works way better than it should have. Renegades, I think, being a little bit too scared with that kind of defense there, because they must have known as soon as they saw the smoke exactly what was coming down. They're going to win the round, no problem. They only lose Sponge, so it's not a big deal, but as soon as you see that smoke, you know exactly what's coming, right? So I think they should have been able to stop Nitro doing that. Really good job on Liquid, though. That's all you want from a round like that. Again, for anyone who is new to the game, even if you get the bomb down and you lose the round, just planting the bomb will secure everyone on that team an $800 bonus, and that could be plenty of money to buy. Even in this round, you can see it makes a difference.
It's 3 nades. 3 nades that you wouldn't have had otherwise if you were in a bit of a tight spot financially, right? Getting that bonus $800, it's 300 per HE, 200 per flash, 300 per smoke. Boom, you got 3 nades that you can use to work with in the next round. So that's really solid of them. And there's the flick from Kusta, but he's not going to connect on that shot. Aggressive hopping from him, hoping to catch somebody out there for Renegades, but he misses the opportunity. Adren, however, with the spray, and it's JKS who wins the duel naturally.
Well, that's got to be really important here, because if he dies early in that B-bomb side, it puts such a lot of pressure on Renegades. Liquid going to be a bit upset about that one. I mean, look at the Renegades economy. They've won the pistol, they've done everything. They don't have that big of a bank. Their equipment in this round, not even that great. We got the P90 in place, we got the Scout, the FAMAS. I mean, this is not sort of an overwhelming CT buy. I'm almost a bit shocked they haven't tried to upgrade a bit more. Maybe get Yam that AWP instead of the Scout.
They're skimping, definitely. But then at the same time, if they win this round, their economy is going to be just soaring, or they will be in a pretty good place. So it is a little bit of a gamble on Renegade's side. Sometimes you have to cut corners, you have to take risks, because they're still trailing behind 11-7. Liquid pretty solid lead. As soon as Liquid win that one round, it can turn everything on its head here for Renegades. But so far, Renegades, again, that initial kill is forcing Liquid to run down this clock. And with 40 seconds left here for Liquid, things are about to get a little tricky here. They are no closer to getting onto a bomb site. 35 seconds. It should be wrapping around towards A. They have a man in mid to put some pressure, maybe hope to catch that man out in connector. And while they're now, they have to see if they can get the man in Palace in a position to catch somebody out here.
Oh, that's a bit of a missed Molotov. I'm very confused right now. This seems like indecision right now for Liquid. Going to be bouncing down here. Nitro going to lose the fight to Steelo, who actually picks up 2 with the P90. And at this point, it doesn't matter much what Kusa does. He's not going to be able to win the round. Instead, Sponge coming up with a good double kill of his own. And it's all good and well to leave it to sort of the last second if you want to do something, but you got to have like a real plan. And it didn't seem like Liquid really did. I think that they were just saying, if we win the fight at A with 20 seconds left, then Hiko's going to be good to have in middle.
Yeah.
But how do you do that? You know, you're playing a 4v5 already, and I don't know. That not enough of a plan, I think.
I like this. Now, the replay as well coming in from JKS. His perspective with that duel versus Adren and B Apartments at the start of the round. But we will now exactly get that solid buy coming in here for Renegades. They've certainly picked up Yakusta's AWP, so Yam, he's going to be jumping for joy there. But everybody else with the rifles, full nades across the board. Liquid, they will actually have enough for 4 rifles, though. And it looks like this time around, it's going to be much more straightforward. Setting up for the straight B take. They want to just go crashing onto that site, move in as a unit, as a group. You can see them setting up for the smokes now. It's all about finding that gap, that window between the nades that will be coming in from Renegades.
Yeah, but Renegades don't actually have that many grenades. They don't have a Molotov or anything on the other side. This could be a really big problem right now. They don't even have an HE grenade to slow this down. This could be the perfect time for Liquid to do this. They're trying to try and see if they could go for it. Charging into the bomb site now, and a bit of a challenge there. JKS takes down 1 and 2. He keeps spraying, and he does some damage to a 3rd member as well. And now Azza's here with the FAMAS. Great crossfire being set up right now. And then JKS getting almost all the kills. It's going to be a quad for him at the end, surviving on 3 health. And Liquid should have had way more out of that. I can't understand how they didn't manage to get more in there.
That just made me a little sick to my stomach. It's like, and then they get bogged down, body blocking each other in the smoke as well. Blind. So Liquid, they're like, why aren't we getting out of the smoke? What's happening? We're stuck on the furniture. Somebody's just stopped moving. It all just falls apart for Liquid there. All off of the back of JKS getting 2 big kills and just applying so much pressure with that spray.
But the fact is, in that execute, there's supposed to be a smoke that lands on JKS so that he can't. It's hard to spray that angle if there's a smoke on you. You don't know where you're looking, right? So I'm really confused about that one. Liquid gone for no armor and a bunch of smokes here, just trying to see if they get another bomb plant in. But right now, Renegades are making it back. I hate to say it, but it's true. Nitro going to be charging through. That's a great jump. Great map control here from Nitro, just maneuvering that whole way through the smoke and half flashed as well. Can they get the bomb down? It seems like they're going to be successful, and they have traded kills for now.
They have been very good about getting bomb plants in on these eco rounds. So Azza will be able to find that kill on Kusta. He's taking a little bit of damage, and Sponge getting caught out in the open. Might come back to hurt him a little bit, but just not going to happen here for Liquid. They get the bomb plant, so they get the money, but Renegades right now, their economy is just starting to boom. They've got so much money in the bank. Yam, at the end of this round, is already sitting, well, he ends it at 1,600. He was sitting on 1,280. So
16,000.
Yes, all right, 16,000. So, I mean, just rolling in cash now. This is as good as it gets for Renegades. They can just take risks, go for expensive buys if they want, because they have a huge bank to fall back on.
I mean, I know you're rich, Semler, but for us common folk, there's a difference between 16,000 and 1,600, I'm just saying.
It's all just, zeros. What, fun coupons? Is that it?
If I'm going to Vegas, win me that 16,000. 10-11 right now, and, the TSD is coming back. Moses is somewhere out in the green room right now watching, thinking, what have I done to myself? Why do I do this? Why?
And this is the thing, man. Mo, he gambles all the time. So, of course you're going to listen to Mo when he decides to change it up. He's going to go with the winning team. Mo does not lose money.
This is what I've heard and even seen, so I'm going to have to stick with Mo here. He's got that down to a T right now. But Liquid, this execute finally works. They get in there quick. The only thing is Justilo's in the back line here, and Eli's not going to see it coming. He did almost get the flick in. That's a pretty quick little rotation there. But now it will be a 4 versus 5. And this retake, I mean, they are kind of boxed in, but it should still be a little bit tricky. There's a good shot coming through. Adren and Nitro getting a kill each.
Going to work, and now life just got very difficult here for Renegades. Wallbang shot onto Adren with the follow-up with the rifle. So sick. Adren can't really do much about that, but there's still 3 players alive. Make that 2. Azza taking the fight to him. Kusta with the AWP up close is not long for this world, and Nitro, He's just hoping to pull him off the ball, but it's not going to happen. Yam in the smoke, just stuck to defuse. And what do we say, Anders? What is it that we always say in those situations?
Pros just don't fake.
That was a big play. And finally, that's actually causing Liquid to time out. So timeout. They're calling for the tactical pause at this point. The timeout. They're allowed one per map.
I'm just checking. You saying timeout or tap out?
That's the thing. I was just like, not the shirt brand or anything either, or whatever it is. What is that thing, man? That, like the guys who walk around with the shirts and got like tap out on it. Is that like wrestling?
No.
Where's Thorn when you
MMA.
need him? Really?
Why could you not
Jesus,
know
I
that?
don't know.
How could you not know that? But I think it's become like a joke that like the people who generally wear them in public are people who sort of wish they were MMA fans.
Exactly,
it's
right.
Like if I put out a tap out shirt,
negative.
it's not going to be that exciting. You're going to think, damn, great. And there's a bit of a fighter, It doesn't really work, Buying the shirt's not enough. I wish it was. It'd be amazing, but you got to actually do the work, right? But yes, that's an MMA thing.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, you should watch more of that.
I mean, I do watch more of that, but I just don't follow any of the brands. I just follow the big fights. So maybe I should do my homework. My bad.
It's super entertaining.
I don't really care at all.
I think it's maybe when we're here in the States, we could go and watch a fight somewhere. That would be interesting.
Is there going to be a fight in Atlanta anytime soon?
I don't know if they. Look, I'm pretending to know a lot about it. I don't know a lot about it.
I'm just kind of like throwing you under the bus
I know, obviously, when we were in Vegas, there was one, but we had no time. So
yeah, that's right for CES.
Tell me, how do Liquid look? This is what we were talking about. And you brought up Astralis as another sort of a European example of teams that go through this, where now Liquid have to stop themselves from going through the motions of losing this game, right? Like, because they know that this is happening again, right? They can feel it. They know, oh no, 16-14, I finish again and again and again. So something has to change here. And I'm wondering, there was the timeout is a good start, right? But how do they follow through?
Well, have you watched the series Billions?
I have not.
It's a pretty sick series. I highly recommend it, guys. Go watch. But there's that one scene where it's like, the little voice and the big voice. And you got the big voice. It's always telling you you're going to fail right now. And, that big voice right now is whispering at Liquid, it is inevitable. It is inevitable. You will choke. You will lose. And there's nobody here to commit give you the Heimlich maneuver. You're just going to roll around on the ground, and it's going to be a horrible thing. But, Liquid, they need to listen to the little voice right now that's telling them to kick ass and take names. And Renegades right now, Sponge is down. So this is Liquid's moment. They have the man advantage now in the round.
Yeah, very good defensive play from Mirage. They're actually seeing it coming that maybe Renegades would try and switch it up with a bit of offense in the middle, and he was right about that one. So a very good start, and they have a lot of equipment. Look at all these Molotovs as well. They could really make this one work. Set up right now for Renegades as well, spreading out 2 and B, 2 and A. That seems reasonable. We have 4 people left, but the sacrifice they're making here is mid-control. And if Liquid realize that, then either one of the bomb sites is extremely vulnerable. It's so, especially A bomb site, but it's so hard to hold A when you're playing essentially a 2-on-5 in that bomb site, because backup's not going to be there anywhere in time. This mid-control is so critical on Mirage.
Liquid are set up for it, so we'll see if they can actually capitalize. It seems like they want to wind up going towards B. They're going to get up on short. Do they have a smoke or anything to actually block off Connector? They still have 2 smokes to work with here. And where is Az going to find a kill on Elige? That was actually from ladder room, though. Ustillo not going to be able to actually return that kill. That smoke goes down, blocking off Connector. Kusta's there waiting for him. He's got to pick off that kill, but it's JKS alive on the site. And the man, he had such a huge impact in rounds previous to this one, so he's still alive. He's playing it perfectly. This is all he has to do. 15 seconds left. Liquid, they have so little time to work with, and JKS is still here.
Great rotation in from Yam as well. There's the bomb trying to be planted, but not going to happen with 8 seconds left. Hiko going to pick up the 1 kill. He has almost no time. He can't put down the bomb. They're simply run out. And Yam, he saw it coming as well. Just going to make his way out. Renegades, they're going to win the round. In spite of what looked like a really great start for Liquid, it was a great call. It was a really good call. Running into the bomb side and again using the fact that they had that hit control. But I got to give it to Yam. His rotation into the window room was dead on. And he got the kill on the guy carrying the bomb coming in. So really great play on his part too.
And we have to point out as well, right? The players, they don't see the outlines, the yellow and the blue outlines of the players around it. They don't see that. So JKS, he's just going off of intuition, off of experience. Where would Hiko be planting the bomb? And he's shooting blind into that smoke to deny it. Well, not Hiko, but to deny it, just shooting blind into the smoke. Really sick play for JKS to save the day there for Renegades. They're keeping their streak alive at this point. 12 rounds on the board for Renegades. And Azza, it's all on him. And point blank, he picks up 1.
Oh, great shot from Yam there to follow up. I thought that would have been even more for Azza. JKS still in that position where he was doing a lot of work earlier, and they can't really deal with it just yet. Kusta going to be taking down Justilo, so back in a 3-on-3. The bomb, though, is on Kusta there at the catwalk, so if he somehow goes down, they're going to have to go and retrieve the bomb, and it'll be a real mess, but that's a great shot. Pinpoint accuracy there. Kusta seems to be tuned in right now. JKS going to be going down to Hiko as well, and Yam coming around the corner again. Those dreaded Molotovs, that's the bomb down. And again, just from trying to throw the Molotov, it's one of those things where you really got to wonder. Yam probably wanting to make the jump into the window room just to try and see if he could fake them out a little bit here, but 2v1, and it is heavily favoring Liquid right now.
Does he plant the bomb for short? Where does he plant the bomb now? Because he has to realize, oh no, he's planning for apartments. And Yam is coming right from apartments as well. This could all backfire. They're expecting him to have made that jump perhaps, or try and wrap around through kitchen. Yam, he's got the perfect drop on them. They're never going to realize. They're actually clearing out kitchen though. Okay, so the timing is working out here. Renegades, it's all on Yam, and it seems like Liquid have figured out that he might be coming from apartments. They're not showing themselves, and so Yam, no free kill for him. Point blank though with the AWP. And he still has a smoke, he still has an HE to work with here, and a couple more seconds before he really has to get onto this bomb. But there it is, the defuse and the bait, and Hiko's gonna be out in the open. And Yam, he's just looking for that shot, and it's not gonna happen. Hiko through the smoke will deny the defuse. And finally, Liquid, they tie up the series at 12-12.
Wow, I mean, this is a really good no-scope, isn't it? Now, I do just want to find out a little technical detail there, because when Yam sort of throws that smoke in and then goes to look around the bomb site again, all he's hoping that the sound of the smoke popping is enough to force Hiko out immediately. So let's say Hiko had been on the left-hand side of that bomb site and he had gone for a bit of a look, and Yam gets the kill, he wins the round. So he's just using that as sort of a way to bait Hiko into peeking, right? And once that doesn't happen, and Hiko plays it well enough, I mean, once that doesn't happen, there's not a lot he can do. He knows that if he goes to sort of diffuse inside the smoke again, Hiko will get that kill almost every single time. So, yeah, he tried the best that he could. I think that was still a very good attempt there. Elige with some good long-range spray. Going to be taking down Azza, and we're tied at 12-12.
I'm really surprised. That looked like a really ugly, long spray battle. And Azza, he forced Elige out into the open with the incendiaries, so Azza should be winning that duel. A little bit of a mistake there that's going to cost Renegades in this round. They're down a man once again. And so Liquid, I mean, they've been very good about picking up these initial kills. Now, can they actually capitalize? Can they start chaining rounds together? Renegades, how's their economy looking right now? Man, they are scraping the bottom of the barrel as well, so it's not looking too good here for Renegades. If they lose this round, they'll be back on pistols unless Yam wants to get fancy and go for some kind of weird drop. Or the hero op, but...
And I mean, Renegades started this half winning 8 rounds in a row. Just a block of 8 rounds they won. And now Liquid are finally back into it, winning the first round here of the second half. They need to continue right now. It's a very tight game. Justilo is in a good position, except for the fact that they have so many Molotovs. So this position, if they don't clear it out with a Molotov, I'll be just frankly a little bit upset. There's the Molotov running in. Justilo is already dead.